You know what ends up happening? He's beheaded as entertainment at a dinner party.
Welcome to the weekly recap and anchor point discussion starter, where we play back part of this week's message and share questions you can use to discuss with your family, friends, or small group. The purpose of anchor points is to pray for one another, share God's word together, and to spend time in fellowship building relationships. You can do that anywhere at any time. So here is this week's clip.
Jesus had just learned of the death of his cousin John. And by the way, that story is a terrible one. John is captured because of rumors of his tie to a godly movement and because he had spoken out about the sins of a leader in the government, the leader's wife. You know what ends up happening? He's beheaded as entertainment at a dinner party. Can you imagine being Jesus? And some of John's disciples are walking up in the distance, and you're so happy to see them. You're in the process of healing people, working with people. You're expecting good news. And all of a sudden, these guys come up and something's wrong. And you stop, and they tell him this story of how his cousin that he loved dearly had died. It only makes sense that Christ, who is fully human and fully God, that the fully human part of him would have needed to recuperate from that. Any of you in this room that have lost somebody know that need for recuperating, that need for grief. And so we actually see Jesus go to step away to spend time with himself and with God. Matthew 14:13-14 says this: when Jesus heard what had happened, he withdrew by boat privately to a solitary place. Makes sense. Look what happens next. Hearing of this, the crowds followed him on foot from the towns. They see him getting on a boat. He's heading that way. All these people start to walk along the lake to follow around and meet him up on the other side. When Jesus landed, they actually beat him there. When Jesus landed and saw a large crowd, what does it say? He had compassion on them, and he healed their sick. Your second point this morning is this: I don't let my feelings make me less compassionate. This is a tough one. Listen, I know that struggle. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm saying this is very clearly the type of compassion that Christ has called us to have. That even when we struggle, even when things are going terrible, even when we are in strange and unexplainable pain, we're called to still be compassionate. But people are going to look at you and ask that question: why are you the way that you are? And the answer should simply be this: Jesus. Remember? We love because what? He first loved us. This can be a doorway to sharing the gospel and letting people know about the change that Jesus can have in their life. This is what compassion is all about. This is why we need to step closer to Christ and become more compassionate. You can use the 4 things we just mentioned above in so many different ways to show love to others. Listen, I'm going to say something really cheesy, okay? But it's going to stick with you. I want our church, Compass Church, to put the compass in compassion. Seriously. I want us to put the compass in compassion. I want people to know us as a church that loves our community.
Hey guys, Pastor Trevor again. Just wanted to remind you how important it is for you guys to spend time together reading God's Word. When you do this, it gives you the opportunity to be able to share with one another, to be able to help each other understand, to be able to ask questions together. Do all these things. Take time, whether it's on your phone or whether it's on your physical Bible, or I've got the scripture is actually going to pop up on the next screen if you want to just pause it there and take time to read it together there. Reading God's Word together is a crucial part of our anchor points, of our small groups, of family time together, spending time learning about God. So take a minute to do that, and then you can get back into the video.
Hey Compass Church, this past week we studied the passage on the Good Samaritan, and we saw how a man showed compassion even to someone who actually was most likely an enemy to him, and yet he still took time to show love to that person. Your questions for today after reading the passage are this: who is somebody you need to show more compassion to? And number 2, what are you going to do to take a step to be more compassionate for those who are hard to be compassionate to? And then, of course, don't forget that we have our normal small group questions. Don't forget to go through those. All the questions are going to pop up at the end of this video. I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I hope to see you soon.